Bonjour, mes amis. Today we are taking a look at the Mondo Toys X-Men the Animated Series Gambit figure. 12-inch hogs. These really are the sexiest thing, and we're gonna go in deep. Taking a quick look at the packaging, you get this awesome artwork here by Dan Wiesenmeyer. OG storyboard artwork. You get this X-Men the Animated Series logo on either side. A little bit of this on the bottom. This on the top. Check this out. Big old magnetic flap that opens up, revealing a little read-up by Eric and Julia Lewald, original series showrunners. Somewhat excited for the X-Men 97 continuation of the series, but you're never going to be able to recapture the magic of this nonsense. Let's get into it. Jack's all better to open. Taking a closer look at Remy LeBeau, the Ragin' Cajun, the X-Man called Gambit. This is a 1/6 scale figure, so he is, about 12 inches tall. An absolutely juicy monster. Mon Dieu! He is, of course, a mutant with the ability to tap into the potential kinetic energy stored in inanimate objects and charge them with often explosive results. This is based on his appearance in the 1992 cartoon, soon to have a sequel, and Mondo Toys is absolutely nailing these looks. Hasbro is sort of repainting existing sculpts that they have to match the animated look, and it's okay, man, but these are really something special. Look at this head sculpt. The amount of detail you can pack into a larger sculpt, too, is really cool. Even though it is an animated style, and it's simpler, and they've got these heavier contour lines. It's a look, it's a vibe, man, it's great. Look at those eyes, I love that. And this coat, this is a softer material. In fact, much softer than a lot of, say, like Marvel Legends capes, even. Much more akin to the new, like, Cluntang Batman from McFarlane. Feels like that. And you get more great detail all over it. Contour lines and darker browns brushed on it. Look at that coat. Of course, you can see, too, single joint city. It's common with coats, and it's a nice, simpler look. But, man, more articulation cuts is always better. Whatever the insane thing that he wears is, it's represented really well here. It's like an armor piece, you know what I mean? Super cut, man. He likes his cardio. Wearing the half mask. I know we kind of glossed over that, but that was always a funny, like, 1990s affectation to me. What is that? How does that stay on your face? Do you use like a glue? Like anyway, some kind of belt. It's the part of the upper armor piece. You know what I mean? You have these black pants here, little blue contour lines, and the pink stuff going down the sides. These are sculpted and raised. That's really freaking cool. The boots, too. The boots look really nice. These have got to be heavy. This has got to be, these are like metal boots, right? It is clank, clank, clank everywhere he goes. I thought the guy was a thief. They must be softer, and I just have no idea what these are made of. Or these guys just got loaded and drew whatever looked neat, you know? Lift up the coat a little bit, and you can see, look, they've even added they painted the high points on this piece back here. They've outlined a cheek. The animated detail on this, it's outstanding. He looks like he stepped right out of the cartoon, you know? Putting him through his paces. This head is on a little dumbbell joint, so it'll come back yay far and down like this. It has really great tilt up there, and these remove just really, really easily. You can see the difference here between stuff like this and companies like Diamond Select or McFarlane who don't necessarily make the heads to be swapped, or it's not their bread and butter. Nothing else in this zone. We don't have butterfly shoulders. They're just straight pegged in here. They're on this hinge. They'll come up to a 90. They will rotate. Single jointed elbow, sadly. And these are pretty tight. Yeah. And they don't quite hit a 90, which is disappointing.
You need a deep notch.
But they do hinge because of the way that they're made. So you can swing them around a little. That's something anyway. Hands are pegged right in. And they work really well, too. They're not going to blow all apart on you. They're hinged back, and they're hinged forward. If you push too hard against the outer cuff, they pop out. But they look good. They work well. You get a little diaphragm cut here. Let's get in under your coat there, bud. And this will crunch forward just the tiniest bit. Back a good bit more. And you get a really good side-to-side movement on that. Rocks all the way around. The lower piece is the same way, as it's just ball socketed into the crotch here. So you get a little more movement on that too. Barely any forward, barely any back, but it will rotate, and you get more good pivot on that thing. The legs are just rudimentary on a ball here, so they'll come out pretty well to the sides. Yeah, they kick forward like that. They will come apart. I prefer that they come apart than that they break, of course. But then you can get in here and you can see kind of how simple this is. There's not any extra play or anything to that. It's nice and sturdy. This is a slightly softer overlay on a solid piece that's in there. And you can see it has its own little cup there that you can twist it on independently. Pops on pretty well. Twists, you get some pretty good twist out of that too. You have a double jointed knee down here that folds pretty well. And interestingly too, you get some twist on both pieces there. So just that little bit of extra. Sometimes you need that. Coming down here though, you have nothing else till you hit the ankle, and it'll come back this far, forward this far, and it has really solid rocker. So this is the timed edition, and one would imagine that means exclusive bonus accessories. However, it is the only edition, so you know, you can only get it like this. Anyway, I don't want to be here for 10 minutes on the accessories, but you can see all of this awesome stuff that he comes with. I've got him over here on the base. He's holding the staff. The staff's got a couple of colors on it there, a cell shading thing going on. Half of it's light, half of it's dark. Twist that towards your light source. You know what I'm saying? Couple little black contour lines there, two on the one end, one on the other. He's got 4 aces over here. He must be cheating. He must be cheating, right? And these that go together, they slip into one of the light grasper hands. They've got the Mondo logo on the back here. That's freaking awesome. And you can just kind of gently tuck those in. He's got some killer card throwing effects here, like this one. You just plug the hand in there and it's doing that any which way. Awesome translucent plastic here. Other charged effects are this chain. You can just stick one end into one of his hands, or both, you know what I mean? He likes to live dangerously. You even get this awesome little card effect. Slip that into a hand, of which he actually comes with multiple sets. So he gets a pair of relaxed hands, and they have that same excellent level of detail. Fairly simple, but you can still see like nails sculpted and whatnot. It is based on a cartoon. So you get 2 of those. You get 2 closed fists. You get 2 grasping hands, one of which is on holding the staff there. You get the lighter card holding hand that he's got over here. And then you get maybe my favorite set here, the one where he is shuffling the deck. You got the one card holding this stack here, the one hand holding the stack, and this hand holding this stack with awesome detail on there. 3 of hearts, and you can see this translucent deal. And you just kind of set those up opposing. Take a little doing, but it's fantastic. Anyway, multiple heads, they all exchange famously. You got the standard stoic expression, you got the smiling expression, you've got the mystique in transition here. Go ahead and buy 2 so you can get the full effect. That is awesome. And you get the unmasked. Part of his mutation, he's got black eyes with red irises. Must help with the gambling. Get out of Gambit's hair. He also comes with this blaster for when he is, for when it's Mystique. Up to her dirty tricks there, assassinating senators and such. You get that little bit of 2-tone paint on the back. It's like Darkwing Duck's gun. You get the tithe box from that specific episode. I can't get into it. External's gonna be pissed.
The tithe is false!
And finally, you get a couple of power dampening collars from Genosha. Also from those particular episodes. They're just slightly softer rubber. And all of this stuff swaps really well. We'll go over all of that at the end while I'm talking your ear off. Let's move on. Alright, the Mondo X-Men the Animated Series 1/6 scale Gambit figure stands 12 inches to the top of his head. At a rated comic book height of 6'1", this is just about right. Here he is next to some earlier Mondo releases in the line. Wolverine and Magneto. You know what? As much as I love these, at this point, I feel like the Wolverine could use a slight update, man, to match how nice the others are coming out. And here he is next to their newer releases, the drool-inducing Sabretooth and Omega Red figures. These are the best these characters have ever been done. And no kidding, I just got Omega Red before I went to film this. Like, dude kicked my door in, tentacles flying and everything. I was like, you settle down, take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. They are painted on. Here he is next to a couple of Hasbro's 12-inch Marvel Legends that they only gave us a few of. At 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, we have the Titan Series Sentinel and the Hot Toys Cable. And finally, here is Hasbro's latest animated rendition in 6 inches. as well as the Marvel Legends 12-inch dusty old Deadpool. Okay, summing it up here at the end, I'm really enjoying Mondo's 1/6 scale X-Men line. They're like the best thing that I never knew I needed. And Gambit, he fits right in. This is an outstanding figure. I know, it gets weird on the articulation. I had just been enjoying their little quirks, like having a little swivel here and stuff like that. And this one still does, but you know what I mean, little jacket stuff notwithstanding. Similar to the Hasbro offerings in that way, in that you get all this great articulation in the legs, but it's just a little bit limited with single joints up here.
Deep, deep, deep.
Let's not compare him to the Mafex Gambit the GOAT. That is just pure action figure bliss all day. This thing is mostly for the visual, but he plays really well, and he's got so many awesome options. And you know what, maybe favorite thing of all, though, is just the ease with which they swap. Companies like Diamond Select, y'all need to stand up and take some notes, man, because it's unacceptable to just go and pull a head off, and it just breaks in half. Like I said, I'm not new to this, you know? So when I pull the head off, it's not like I'm some freak who didn't know what he was doing and accidentally broke his figures. On that note, I reached out to the company, and they're like, get a refund from where you bought it from. And I'm like, no, it's not like that. I would get another one and it would be the same way. It's just the way that you guys are making them. I don't know why I'm complaining about those guys here. This Mondo thing is fantastic. And I really do appreciate the ease with which everything swaps around. Just that kind of an awkward angle, but they line up, they pop on nicely, and I don't feel any stress or pressure, any fear that just removing a hand is going to fall apart. Even Hasbro and Mattel stuff will do that sometimes if you're not careful. But these come right out, and really it looks like a ball there, but where it connects to the hand, you can't really move that. So some hinge joints going up and down, like for holding the staff, would have been ideal, but otherwise, I don't have much bad to say here. The articulation is great. He squeaks in some spots. Sabretooth, it maybe could have used some ratcheted joints in the legs. But I'm not really getting any of that here. These are nice and tight. I like the softer sort of diaper piece. And there's just multiple pieces here that shift around. So they really nail the articulation and the playability of the thing, and all of these awesome accessories. Like I said, this is the timed edition, but there was like no other version. So I would think that in the future they'll put out a regular release Gambit with just a few less accessories, but it's still going to be fantastic like this. They could even recolor it and call it a comic book instead of a cartoon one, like with the Magneto. I really do enjoy the parts, the pieces, the playability. I would highly, highly recommend this. I know that this one is out of stock now, but like I said, I think that they'll release another one, and I think you could get him aftermarket for not too much more than they were charging. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Do you like these? Do you hate that they're at this scale? Have you seen the Spider-Man animated series ones they've got coming? As always, I really appreciate you sticking around. Like, share, subscribe, leave some comments on this thing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.